Meow everyone, and today we take a look at a game Selene. I guess this game have a sexual content, but we're gonna see. But it's like a horror and a sexual content, but we're gonna see next. And just please let me know if you wanna see more. So yeah, let me know in the comments or something like that. Anyway, I will be grateful for your support. And okay, let's start. Meow 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 meow. Okay. The sounds was driving him crazy. Monotonous muffin tar were resonating throughout his head with dull pain. The pain wasn't too strong, nothing unbearable. But the sounds, more than anything else, he wanted the sound to just stop. Tut. Nevertheless, the knocking sounds didn't end. He knew it well enough because he himself was their origin. Tut, tut, tut. The knobs of his soft home mechanism was hitting the rear of his legs over and over again like a huge fluffy mole, frantically rubbing against the window glass. Actually, he wanted plenty of things. He wanted to pay rent in time this month, not to displace his landlady again. He wanted to finish the script it is in draft because the draft it is at least something one can work with. And he wanted to sleep. No, not like that. The problem, a serious one, was that he didn't really want to sleep. He learned he leaned back in his chair and rubbed his shut eyes, pressing his eyeballs until dancing pale lines appeared. Of course, he took the sleeping pills. When a healthy 8 hours sleep gives way to a not so healthy 5 hours sleep, then there hour one, and then goes away entirely. You stop thinking how this will impact your liver. You just want to sleep. You need to sleep, especially if you have already taken advantage payment for the first part of the gig. And the goddamn text won't just write itself. However, if the text could in fact write itself somehow, interesting how, he would probably lose his job. He didn't have any illusion in this regard. As soon as the neural network gets smart enough, he and dozens of other ghost writers will vanish into more and mist of a new area in later later. He didn't have much of a name or connection, only some skills and knack to meet the deadlines for the most part. The client was content with this, and he was content with the pay, so everything went well until the pills started failing him. Blam. This time, they got too strong. His foot jaw in hit, and the ball with very notable pain. Seems like he even heard his toe crack. He uttered short gasps and rolled the chair away from the desk. Although he knew now that his attention was not attracted at the blank text file, the text shouldn't go away all by itself. It's funny how the consciousness is detached from the body. He often thought about it, especially while having insomnia. It's like you working as a team, but your partner starts pulling something. You seem to have a common goals, but when all hell breaks loose, you are suddenly left alone with it, and your partner is more interested in watching it fire than fighting it. In the end, you have no idea what's on his mind. Well, at least there won't be any more knocking. God, good, good, good. A small window At the far side of the room flashed white for a moment, a storm. Now that he told about it, the day was hot. The region's stagnant air still filled the room. This and the barely audible squeak of the overhead net over there, he became sensitive to such a things. When he could not sleep for a long time, made the entire room seems to vibrate a little, like a coconut. Coconut. I wanted to say coconut. Like a coconut that's about to hatch. Actually, this sounds like a good line. He rolled back to the table and was about to write that all down, but paused over the keyboard. He remembered the individual words, and the general idea about the sentence had already slipped away. This time, the white light seems to fill the entire room. Then a the follower resembling a god roar of something large and famished. Good luck. He called to God way too often for someone who never goes to the church. Just a habit he inherited from his mother. A furious part of raindrop pollen on his window. There's no way he could walk like this. Not now. But maybe it was for the best. Since he was a little boy, he slept well during the storms, had to seize the moments. He groped for the jar sleeping bells, always good to have your walking tools in hand, popped the bells into his mouth and opened the window to air the steady part of the rain. Then he went to the bed and collapsed on top of the bed sheet, his clothes still on. He could tell by the sounds the water had flooded the windows and was trickling down the floor. He decided that was a small price to pay. He felt a pleasant chill of clothes beneath his cheek. The rain haze was gradually fading from the room. Yeah, the sleep did not come. He tried to take off his shoes, change position, take a pillow, cover himself, throw the pillow away to the other side of the room. Nothing helped. He just lay there with the eyes closed, and though his closed eyelids felt heavy, he knew it was an illusion. All in vain. He's not sleeping. He can't sleep. Tut. At first, he thought he was imagining things. Tut, tut, tut. Sometimes he knocked in pause, but it never stopped completely. The sounds came from below, from the first floor. Someone was batting instantly on the door, and with each thought he could feel the rage building up like a tight knot of pain around his stomach. He's trying to sleep. Is it really that hard to just leave a man alone? At least at night, at least in the house that he pays for, especially so that nobody would bother him. He opened his eyes, easy, just as he thought, sprang into his bed and ran down the stairs. Something was born inside him. Halfway to the door, he took a turn on to the cupboard and pulled out an old baseball bat. He wasn't likely to actually use that. He asked himself if he would. As he reached for the door handle, no, he certainly wouldn't. But he's angry at his wounded knight. Gods to learn it. What the hell? The rain was still pouring, or rather it was actually getting stronger. As his mother would say, and the floodgates of heaven tore open. His mother used to say a lot of things. There was on the list of reasons why he had to overpay for a separate house where anyone could start banging the door in the middle of the night. A cat, for example? What the hell? He said again, this time aloud. So this is cat. A cat was standing on his porch. He looked like a pure British shorthair in all respects except for the other. Aside from the smoky grey head, she looked as she was dropped into the weight of white paint, and then the lower part was dripped into black one. White wool clung to her small, rather skinny body, dripping with water. The cat could have probably slipped in the house as soon as the door opened, but instead, she froze as if waiting for the house to say something. Let her. It was cold outside, much colder than one might think. He didn't feel angry anymore. All right, come in. He stepped aside, free in the doorway. The, the cat didn't move. What, you don't want to? He was about to say, fine then. Close the door, go back to the second floor, and lie in a suffocating half sleep until morning. But he finally realized what was wrong. The bag. He threw it on the sofa but missed. The bag clattered on the floor. The cat fell into a darkness with her round yellow eyes. The sound didn't frighten her. He sighed. I won't hurt you. Come in, if you want. The cat rolled his eyes at him. For the first time he actually saw and couldn't help admiring how big and yellow they were. The cat's pupils were also large and incredibly round, like two full moons in an eclipse. Just as he was about to close the door for the second time, the cat murmured something and fluttered into the house, bothering him with her wet head as she passed by. He smiled. Interesting. Strictly speaking, at the very moment his line ended, if Helena found out, and he was sure she would, he had he'd have to look for a new place to live. There are too many lonely, bored seniors in the neighborhood who were who have only two pastimes, observing and reporting, and it doesn't really matter what or who to who. Well, it's fine. Maybe he leave the suburbs. Maybe he moved to an apartment since him getting privacy didn't work out anyway. The rain was getting stronger. He closed the door. The cat explored the house with cautious curiosity, stopped by different objects as if trying to understand their purpose. Watching it was as amusing that he even forgot about the stain. When he remembered it had already spat out a dark spot of water in the place where the cat clung to him. He pulled the wet cloth away from his body and stared at him blankly for a moment, then almost groaned aloud. The cat was soft, so she probably got a lot of dirty in the house. He decided not to turn on the light. He had enough disappointment for the night. Instead, he went to get a towel. All right, come here. The cat turned her head to the voice and froze in place. She was explaining to me the lifeless black mirror of a plasma panel in a frame that he hadn't even touched since morning. In the reflection, the cat herself looked black. Interesting. She gave him a long, apprising look, and then, with sudden arrogance, trotted towards him, deftly avoiding the obstacles. He was surprised. Maybe the cat decided that he was more interesting than the bee, or maybe she still respected the host well. Anyway, he felt grateful. Finally, someone he can actually negotiate with. Suddenly, he thought how nice it would be to cover under the blanket with the warm pool for. Oh no. It wouldn't surely have helped him to fall asleep. As a child, he had a cat, gray, huge brush, immensely ugly, and equally beloved. He often fell asleep holding him. The cat name was Temo, and he fell into a June night many years ago. The cat bumped her wet head against him once more. He thought that cats usually shake off the water themselves, usually, but perhaps not always. Hey, easily there, you're all wet. The cat looked at him with her mum Shaved eyes and moment something again. Do something about it then. Hmm. He smiled and got to work. He had to squeeze the food through out so that it will soon turn into a wet log. Should should he? Bat the cat. That won't do. I give you a bat. Interesting. As he carried her to the bedroom, the cat stayed still in his arms, a warm and incredible light body pressed against his chest. He was expected the cat to bring out the claws any moment, maybe as he opens the door now, or as he turns the lights on. Maybe this time. Still nothing. The cat glanced around the new room and looked at him again with her intelligent, almost human-like gaze. Not a single muscle in her small body moved. She was curious, and that's about it. She trusts me. He was about to ask her if she knew where they were and what was going to happen next, but there was just too much. So, it shouldn't be very difficult. The two of us can manage this. What do you think? He read somewhere a cat should get used to the new surroundings before bedding. Fear is born out of the unknown, and in that regard, people haven't gone too far from cats. New scents, unfamiliar objects, and a splashing of water. There are just shadows on the bed that will fall back if you get a better look at them. He carefully pulled the cat on the floor. She looked around the room again and returned her questioning eyes to him. Seems like she got comfortable enough. He turned on the water in the shower and felt a gentle touch. The cat was already loitering around his feet. She was curious in that. The shower isn't so bad as compared to the rain, is it? This joke came out a little awkward. He felt embarrassed and he didn't know why. Okay, so I got it that it's like role player games or something like this, but like literally it's like quite interesting game, and I would like to observe this game more. But I hope YouTube not gonna block my video because of this. Hmm. She just a cat. Yeah, she just a cat. She's just a cat. She just a cat. Maybe it was because of how the water glistened on his skin, or how she was looking at him from under her flower lashes. She was actually watching. He met her eyes, and each time felt shame burn to him. That, but that shame was sweet and sweet. He was a little dizzy. His hands slid over her smooth, white skin, and each time he would ask himself, was it really necessary? Then he would feel her eyes on him, and his heart would melt, running down his thigh with laughter, disappearing between her neat toes. Interesting. The bedroom, shining mild and bright, pulsing with light or darkness. He felt himself losing his balance and pull his hand away, but she returned and pressed it to the wet, hot skin covered in a soppy wail. Hmm. Hmm. She can speak. She got it. He couldn't remember how he'd end up in the living room again. The cat was napping peacefully in his arms. He absently ran his hands down the cat's wet back, tracing him the bumps of her spine with his fingers. I should get you some food. Let me see what I have. He got up, not without a little difficulty. The body felt unusually heavy and unwieldy. He had to give the cat something to eat. He would lie down afterwards and then maybe he'll even fall asleep. Maybe he should have gotten a cat from much early. Maybe. A bowl of food with a pair of moon eyes and a velvety voice that you can always negotiate with. Maybe it's his contact lens. Maybe this is a girl. Like, I don't understand. Maybe it's like kind of pills effect on you. But anyway, we're gonna maybe we're gonna see it next. And that's about it. That's kind of funny. He couldn't avoid all this suffering if only he had a cat. Hmm. Interesting. The kitchen burned before his eyes. He got afraid to open it, screaming from the light and laying on the doorway harder than he was supposed to. If the landlady was around at the time, she wouldn't tell him exactly, so don't lean on the door. After all, this is her house and her fridge, and everything should be neat and tidy in case she has to move new tenants in. Perhaps the landlady wouldn't even warn him about the milk. The milk itself is completely harmless, you unless of course you're allergic. You're allergic to lactose, but this are a specially kind of lactose-free milk, right? What matter? What matter is the bottle. Bottle, much like cats, can vary greatly, but this particular one was made of glass. If only the landlady was here, she would probably have told him not to touch the bottle because he's fallen on the floor and the bottle might break, and then the milk was spilled, and he will have nothing to feed the nice cat he found, or whether it was her who found him and worried timely because he was lying on the floor. Why? He had been laying there for some time and wouldn't be laying still if he didn't feel the light touch of something hard and rough on his cheek. It was almost like a dream. Of course, comparing sleep with fatting is not very correct, no matter how you look at it. The floor beneath him was surprisingly hard, cold, and wet. He felt all of those three qualities clearly and was afraid to imagine what would happen if he tried to move. But he had to move, one way or another, at least to see what's up, because something hard and rough was still sliding up his cheek, gradually creeping up his ear. He felt a warm bed and a cautious bite. Oh wow. Ouch! He jumped on the spot. A shadow rushed on the side, and Clamley began to lap milk from a bottle. Oh my god. What is that? Okay, I'm sorry. I hope YouTube not gonna remove it or delete my video or something like this, block, because it's gonna happen. The cat is role player games, because to drink the milk with such a pose is actually really oh my god, strange. What are you doing? The cat looked at him brightly and licked her lips.
そんなに大げさにしなくてもいい
Yum
じ
yum
ゃ
yum
ない
yum yum yum. No need to be this dramatic.
猫でもないのに
You
そんな
were
状態で
lying
寝転んで
around
るなんて
Ellie, and
ね
you're not even a cat, see? Exactly.
それに
Besides,
Milk
you are
漬けになってる
soaking in
し
the milk. Well, you're right. I let you down and had to get my punishment. Interesting what kind of punishment is gonna be. I let myself down too. Good Lord, now the cleaning to do until the next happened like his body would say. I go get a rock. Stay here and don't break down the rest of the kitchen while I'm gone. The cat watching him go with a skeptical look.
これって全部私のせいじゃなくて自分がやったことなんじゃない
Aren't you the one who's been causing all the trouble so far? When he returned with the bucket, the cat was gone. Interesting. What is going on? What? How to bake what? In the kitchen, something exciting happening. Take. You will need a blade. Did you take the pills? Scratch out the entrails. The Egyptians widely used honey for embalming and preserving food. Later, the recipes were adopted by the Greeks. Also, what? What's going on? Also, a teaspoon of pecan jam or onion and little cinnamon. Before bacon, put a teaspoon of butter on the top of what? Of what? Microwave for 5-7 minutes at full power. Don't listen to them scream. What? What kind of scream? What kind of screams? Don't get it. Bon appetit. Excusez-moi. What? Excusez-moi. This is the end. Okay. So I kinda think that it's about um what's going on with the person when he lost his mind, and because like it's really crazy game, and I kind of enjoyed this game and I would like to observe it more, so let me know if you want to see the full version of this game. So yeah, thank you for watching, and press like or dislike, subscribe for more plays, because we are really need our cat community for the really real higher purpose. And really, I really appreciate all of you, and I'm really grateful for your support. So thank you for everything, and see you very soon in next video. Meow meow. Beep meow.